Sorry, Senator.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise to speak in opposition to this budget. I don't know how many of you are aware, but this economy that we're in right now, I believe, is it's going to be our norm for the next decade, most likely. I think we should just get used to this, that the economy is what it is. And I say that because I think part of the equation here is that people are missing is the fact that we have contracted. And what I mean by that is the baby boom generation drove the economy for 2 decades. Our age group from 1954, I believe, to 1944 to 1964, we drove the U.S. economy for every product that was out there, for every car, for every home, for every baby product. We drove this economy. What I believe a lot of people are forgetting or don't realize that the next generation that are here right now, starting from 1964 to 1984, are 11% less than the baby boom generation. So the contraction is there, it's happening, and as a result of that, we don't have revenues, or the states throughout the country, but particularly here in Connecticut, we don't have the revenue that we have been accustomed to. So we have to make some structural changes in order for us to get put the reins around all this and harness this. I don't think that this budget got it right. And what I mean by that is, I have heard my constituents loud and clear in the 31st District. I've heard them say that we are going into the wrong direction. And I don't believe that we've gotten it right. The media, the publications support this. And they say, it comes from Forbes magazine, from the Wall Street Journal, to name a few, but they place us last on various economic lists or economic growth lists. Unfortunately, this budget package does nothing to change our course of direction. It does nothing in the way that the state is currently doing its business. It does nothing to change that. And the proof, and to amplify, given the fact that the state is projected to have, in years 2018 and 2019, a budget deficit of $2.4 billion. Personally, I had the understanding that the primary task, one of the tasks, by the budget negotiators from both sides of the aisle was collectively to figure out corrective measures that were going to be needed and to take corrective measures to turn this anemic state economy around. I figured they would be working on economic policies that would stop the residents and businesses from leaving or making plans to leave our state. But also, I figured that they'd be working on policies that would make structural changes to harness long-term deficits. And I thought that they would come out of the discussions with policies that would encourage businesses and our constituents, the residents of the state of Connecticut, and also the college students that are making decisions on leaving the state and working somewhere else in the country, but to encourage all of those three, our constituents, our businesses, and our college students to staying here. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. The budget package simply places the state on the same treadmill we're currently on. And put another way, we're using a Band-Aid to solve a short-term problem instead of using a tourniquet to take care of the long-term problem. And I'm just going to go offline here just a little bit regarding specifically the Bristol Hospital. I don't understand how we can cut a small pool hospital who is very efficient in its providing its services, and we still took another $1,267,000 away from them, and they're short $3,200,000 and something thousand. I just don't get that. Nonetheless, with this package, Connecticut will continue as One media publication wrote, "Connecticut is on the treadmill of higher taxes, which leads to slower growth. In plain English, the impact of not addressing the structural problems or structural changes will make it more difficult to improve economic growth and job creation here in Connecticut." Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator Martin.